Hello, my name is Tristen Luken, and I was a part of the 2023 to 2024 MAA cohort, and I did the Visual Arts Management concentration. Before that, though, I completed my undergrad also at Ohio University in 2023 with a BFA in studio art with a concentration in printmaking and a minor in art history. During that time, I also worked as an academic programs assistant at the Kennedy Museum of Art and completed the Museum Study Certificate as an undergrad. Since then, I have been working at the University of Colorado Museum of Natural History, where I also completed my internship. My current position is a public programs and exhibitions specialist. So I get to do a variety of different things, helping people out kind of in any way, but concentrating on creating and building things for exhibitions and organizing and then facilitating public programs, such as our Thursday evening events, where one night I organized a lino cut card making workshop, which was a lot of fun to incorporate my printmaking background into my programming position here. Previously, when working on my capstone project for the MAA, I was looking into how art can be used to amplify scientific collections. So over the summer here, I was able to work with their herbarium collections manager and organize a print exchange that invited artists from the community and also actually all over the country. I would say about half of our artists were local. We had some in Canada and some from back home and some from other places. And we were able to invite the local ones into the collection, and the collections manager gave them a tour, and then other ones were given a digital tour on Zoom. So kind of bridging this gap that is often seen between the arts and the sciences. And then each artist was invited to create or select a herbarium specimen and make an edition of prints about it. And then I designed an exhibit and installed an exhibit in one of our galleries here, showcasing these prints as well as creating digital and interactive elements on an iPad, but also on a matching magnet game on the wall. So kind of trying to tie in as many different elements to connect to people as well. I am currently working on some additional tactile elements, so paper flowers that kind of look like these, that will be installed with the prints that people can touch, because they're super easy to make and super easy to replace. But yeah, so I was able to apply my research from my capstone project to that. And then previously, while I was in Athens, I got to do a similar project while working for the Ohio Museum Complex, where I organized a print exchange highlighting our biodiversity collection. It is still up on display there at the Ridges, so feel free to go and check it out. It's very similar to the one here, so you can kind of get an idea of what I was working on while researching for my capstone. Okay, moving on. So before I did the MAA program, as I previously mentioned, I worked for the Kennedy Museum of Art for 3 years as an academic programs assistant. So I had a lot of experience creating programming, working with community members, researching for exhibitions, teaching classes, installing. We kind of got to do a little bit of everything, which was great because the museum is small. So I got a lot of that type of front end experience, as well as, creating content for our blog and our social media. But I hadn't gotten to do a lot of the more nitty gritty administrative stuff that as an undergrad I was definitely not as interested in, but obviously quickly learned that it was super important. So the MAA program taught me how to look at 990 forms, and which I'm sure you all in class have done. But do things like create budgets and learn how to write a grant application and manage your projects and crisis management, and all of those important things that kind of help you make your ideas happen. And all of those lessons I've been able to apply to my job here. I have literally taken some of our readings from the program and given them to my employees here, like one of the invitation to the table books. I told my employees about, and some of them have bought it. So there's a lot of useful information that you learn that can be applied to so many different aspects of where you may end up after the program. Next question. How did this experience and the program help you find your professional identity as an arts administrator? I think this program helped me kind of bring my two different identities together, because previously I kind of felt like I had to be an artist or be an administrator, both of which I really enjoyed doing, and I didn't really just want to be one. Like, being an artist ever since I was little has always been a part of what I wanted to be. I always like to tell people it's a part of my hierarchy of needs, but I also really enjoy helping people and creating programs that bring artists and the community together, and just like unique learning experiences. And this program kind of gave me the background information to take these creative artistic ideas and make them possible, the logistics of how you can make it, because you can have an idea and be like, oh, well, it's easy, but then you kind of start to think about all of the different layers, and that's harder to accomplish if you don't quite understand it. And this program really gave me the background knowledge and information to use my creative skills to make my ideas come to life. Okay, what surprised me? I think initially the word administrator really just made me think of jobs I didn't want to do, jobs that were boring, things that I just wasn't interested in, which obviously was not the case. And obviously I was already doing a lot of things that were considered art administration, and I just didn't quite connect them together. But the world of art administration is all encompassing of all the things that we enjoy doing, the creative, and then the way to make it all happen. So it's not quite all those boring tasks that I associated the word with. And there are so many different people in the industry and in our program with unique interests and different skill sets. And I've even just seen within the past, 8 months, since we left Athens, going to do cool things and going to do a variety of different cool things from all of the different people in my cohort. This program gave me skills that I was not only able to apply to my professional life, but also my personal life. So the information you gain does not just apply to your art administrative world. It'll help you as a creative and as an individual and as a professional. Okay, what advice or message do I have for prospective students? Well, the business stuff is important if you haven't gotten that from what I already said yet. It's really important to be able to create accessible and affordable programming. You have to understand how the funding and programming works to make that happen. To make your creative ideas come to life, you have to be able to stand up in front of a group of people and say, here's what I want to do, and here's A, B, and C of how I think we can make it happen. They want to see that, and it's important to understand how that works, to be able to present your ideas with a course of action. Granted, I know I'm still learning and I haven't been out of the program very long, but I've come a long way, and being lifelong learners is kind of a part of what we've signed up for. Being able to fight and support and understand your mission is an invaluable experience in a world that's kind of trying to take the funding for the arts away. You have to know the rules to be able to break them. And I think that's true in a lot of cases, and I think it's something that's good to remember. Thank you.